Being proactive and pitching ideas to the creative team is a great way to show them that you care about what you're doing in pro wrestling. And at the very least, it makes their job a little bit easier. But there are 5 things I want you to think about before you head off and start spitballing your thoughts. The first thing I want you to think about is, am I just rehashing Bill Goldberg's early storyline in WCW? Because in my past life as a booker, you would not believe how many times the ideas revolved around winning titles and never losing a match. Always think about how your storyline, how your pitch is going to help others. A storyline that's more desirable doesn't just help one person, it helps a whole team of people. So who are you going to put over? Who are you going to help out? Sure, it's okay to win. It's even okay to win titles. But how is that going to support the rest of the roster? How is it going to help the promotion as a whole? A rising tide lifts all boats. Keep that in your mind. That is number 1. And that is a big, big top of the list number 1. If you're enjoying these videos and want to support me in making bigger and better content just like this, make sure you head over to my worldbeaterwrestling.com Patreon. It's a community for pro wrestlers, current and aspiring, a place of networking, collaboration, and exclusive learning content to help you on your pro wrestling journey. Anyway, back to the video. The second one is thinking about the characters involved in the storyline and how they will evolve over time. I can tell you that in my time as both a booker and a pro wrestler for over 20 years, the amount of times that storylines were mapped out, I'm talking long-term stories here, and they didn't come to fruition how they were originally planned, would be a 100% success rate. I've never been part of a storyline, I've never pitched a storyline that actually happened anything close to the way that was originally thought. At the independent level, things get in the way. People get injured, people become unavailable, people leave, promotions change direction, crowds latch onto different things. So if you think more about the character evolution, then you can kind of plug and play different characters in if need be. Every effective story does need some sort of evolution of character. There needs to be some sort of change. It should have affected your character in a certain way. When you think about it, even in our regular lives, different things happen to us that change the way we act. They change our values, they change our motivations. The same thing should happen to your pro wrestling character, so always keep that in mind. The third one is plotting out your pivotal moments in almost storyboard fashion. And this kind of comes back to the fact that it probably won't turn out the way you originally intended. Things do happen. But if you have those pivotal moments, it's much easier to slot it into booking plans. You got to think there's often so many storylines and things happening on shows that don't concern you. So we can't really have 5 or 6 really intense, emotionally heated matches on a single show. Sometimes things have to be dispersed evenly. You need some feuds to blow off in the middle of the year, some feuds blow off at the end of the year, some are short-term feuds, some are long-term feuds. So if you have those pivotal moments mapped out and you're not booking every single show start to finish and being very rigid in that booking, there's going to be a much better chance that it'll actually happen the way you want it to. The fourth one is knowing your place in the promotion and on the card, and also knowing the needs of that promotion. If you are brand new to wrestling, you're inexperienced, and you start pitching this storyline that puts you in the main event and winning all the titles, it's not going to happen. It just really won't. So start small and build up. And think about where the promotion has its greatest needs. If they need a lot of tag teams, then you might want to start pitching a storyline that involves putting you into tag team matches. If they need more comedic-based storylines, something light-hearted because they've been lacking it, then maybe pitch something along those lines. But again, always just come back to the hierarchy of pro wrestling, something I've mentioned many times on this channel, in this forum. Think about others before yourself. How does it suit the promotion? How does it suit the rest of the roster? And then how does it suit you? Fifth and final one, super important. A lot of people need to hear this. Do not get married to your ideas. Don't expect that they're going to happen the way that you wanted them to happen. Don't expect they're going to happen at all. If a promotion takes a different turn and they decide your storyline's not working out, it doesn't fit what we need right now, they might scrap it. Is that a knock on you and your ability? Absolutely not. If you take it that way, it's only going to hurt you, not them. Have alternatives in mind. If something doesn't go to plan, water off a duck's back, keep moving forward 1 foot in front of the other. And for the life of me, do not just quit and start your own promotion so you can make yourself look like $1 million. There's too many places out there like it. I'm sick of seeing it. It goes nowhere. Just relax. It's pro wrestling. Be cool. Thank you for watching this week's episode of World Beater Wrestling. And if you enjoy what you saw, please give it a like. Spread the word around. It helps me. It helps you. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. I hope to see you over at my Patreon at worldbeaterwrestling.com. See you next week for another episode of World Beater Wrestling.